Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe guys, we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers until the end of the year. And let's get going. So today we have another video just doing dogfight and 1v1s basically. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I actually am doing one in the Soviet MiG-29 and the French Mirage 2000. Two amazing aircraft that should be the same VR but aren't. As you're going to see here, first of all, we are just trying some VR situations. I am doing some mistakes like flying too fast, but the missile is so fast that it won't matter that much. I remember that I need to slow down. I maintained the notch and just waited for the missile to hit. So very easy, very fun actually. The MiG-29 is just superior in every way in that sense on the BVR, mainly due to the superior R27ER. It just has so much acceleration and so much energy that it really doesn't care about anything. As you're going to see, I am going to test against the normal R27, but then it's kind of more of a tie kind of situation, right? It depends on the situation. As you see here, we are trying at 5,000 meters. We tried at low altitude, then at 5,000. I crank it to the left here and dove down to maintain a very good position, make the missile go through a much thicker air as well. Once I pass it over the target, I launched the second missile to maintain him on a defensive position. If he doesn't go cold, he will die, and there is nothing he can do. As you see here, the Super 530, even though it is a very good missile, it just doesn't have the energy for it. Here we have at 5,000 meters with the normal R27, and I do basically the same thing. So I get a lock, Mach 1 plus, fire a little bit off the range, crank to the left, maintain a good energy here, and just maintaining the lock there for the missile. There is some tactics that you can do, basically trying to go a little bit cold, making him lose lock and then reacquiring, since the R27s, they have the inertial navigation system together with the data link. So yeah, it's a very advanced missile. As you see, I fired another one just to make sure. And I knew that he was firing many missiles as well. As you see here, I am notching very heavily here to maintain a good position, trying to evade. And the missile just passed over me, and I missed the R27R as well. So as you see, the R27ER is much better, and the normal R is pretty alright, but it tends to have a problem with low altitude distance. So yeah, so then we went for a dogfight. With the missiles and stuff, you can kind of see that the Mirage is pretty amazing. Think about one thing though, I am kind of new to dogfighting the Mirage, because to be honest, we don't see a lot of Mirages in normal battles. And I actually wanted to do this video because these two are, together with the F-16 obviously, they're the three best aircraft in the game, in my opinion. I do think that the three of them are better than the F-14. I know this is kind of controversial, and a lot of people love the F-14, and God forbid somebody says anything about the almighty F-14 Tomcat that kills everything, right? The community is very touchy about the F-14, but I do think it's too sluggish, underpowered, and very big. So it is a very complicated target, very complicated aircraft to fly compared to these other ones. These other ones are a little bit more simple, easier, lightweight, and the only thing that between the three of them that you have to worry about is the radar and IRST systems on the MiG-29, which are a little bit more complex than the systems on the other two, but still they're pretty good. And as you see, one thing that you have to learn from this video, and the main thing, is that don't try to make a Mirage overshoot, okay? Even though you can lose a lot of speed, the Mirage is a delta wing. It will lose energy like no other aircraft that you will ever see. It will just pull a little bit of G's and lose all of the energy. So if the target knows that you are trying to do that, he will not be able to do it. You can make him overshoot, but it is difficult, man. It really is difficult. If the target knows that you're trying to do that, it is just going to kill you. It's just plenty of... See that? He noticed that I was trying to make him overshoot, and then he just put the air brakes out and pull a little bit of G's, and it's done and done. So yeah, it's complicated, right? Another thing that you have to worry about, obviously, is the ability of pulling a lot of AOA in the Mirage. Mirage is an aircraft that pulls a lot of AOA, right? And the MiG, although it does pull a lot of AOA too, it is an aircraft that has to be in the exact kind of speed that it needs to turn correctly, right? So it is an aircraft that has, similarly to the F-16, has a very, very, very narrow speed gap there that it can actually be able to turn properly. If you go below that, it tends to be a bus. If it goes above that, it tends to be a bus as well. So you do need to be careful with that. The Mirage also has that, but with the Delta Wing, it can actually pull a little bit more on a more larger situation of gap of speed, right? So I would say that here he did a mistake there. It happens to all of us from time to time. But for example, the MiG-29, I think the maximum, I think the gap that you are the perfect rotation in the aircraft, it is between 600 and 700, maybe a little bit better in the low 600s. And the Mirage is kind of a broader kind of situation between 500 and even 800. No, the 800 would be too long, but 7 something, right? So it's a little bit better of a speed gap that you have on the best turning capability of the aircraft that you're flying, right? So this is the main thing about a 4th generation dogfight, okay guys? It's speed management. You don't want to be too fast, you don't want to be too slow. And it's something that you never had to kind of worry about. The faster you went normally, the better it was. Why? Because before, in 3rd generation, 2nd generation jets, even props 1st generation jets, they are not powerful enough to give you the problematic thing of being too fast for a turn. Normally you are a little bit faster on the first turn, but then you lose the energy and you are done with it. You can just continue to dogfight. And here you have too much power, especially in the MiG-29. The Mirage 2000 has a little bit of a lot worse thrust weight. So you will feel that in 2 situations. On a rate fight, you will see that eventually the MiG-29 will get it, just because it's being able to maintain a little bit more of the speed. And also, due to the lower thrust weight of the Mirage, the MiG-29 can choose when to attack. The MiG can actually control the battle a little bit. So that's the powerful thing about the thrust weight. And even though the Mirage has problems with it compared to the MiG-29, it is a lot better than other 3rd generation, 2nd generation aircraft. So even in the Mirage, even in a lower thrust weight aircraft, you will still have this problem, okay? You have to be in the right speed. If you don't, you're not going to turn. That's just as clear as day, right? You can feel that here, for example, when I'm at 400, 300, I don't turn. Once I get to like 550, 600, the plane starts to turn like a 0, man. And you will notice that at the start of the battle, I try to go a little bit lower in the speed. If I don't, I will be too fast and you will basically compress the aircraft. Here it's an example of the main advantage of the MiG-29 against the Mirage. It is the power. I mean, look at the speed on this thing. It's just completely accelerating on a vertical at 600 kilometers per hour. So the power on these RD-33s together with the light weight of the aircraft, they're just amazing. The MiG-29 is the best aircraft on that sense. Together with the F-16, I think the F-16 can do some crazy maneuvers like that as well. But yeah, We had a no head-on policy, okay, remember that as well on these dogfights. But as you see, the amount of AOA that the Mirage 2000 pulls is so large that even in a situation that I am controlling, he is managing to actually counter that and actually be able to do snapshots on me. So it is very tough to actually make the Mirage just work more than you. Because he always can maintain that level of AOA kind of engagement. So it is a very, very dangerous aircraft. And I have no idea why it is still 11.3. I know the BVR is a little bit lacking. I know it has less missiles than the other ones. I know it has its problems. But the radar is amazing. It really is an amazing radar that the Mirage has. It is a late 80s radar, so it has to be good, right? Another thing is the AOA of the aircraft, the delta wing design. It is a fast aircraft. The only major problem with it is the thrust to weight, and even that you can counter with trying to just maintain a good energy speed, not losing too much energy, only losing the energy if you actually need it. Obviously these tactics, for example, right here, they are dangerous if the target has missiles. We are not doing missiles in this 1v1. We're just looking at the performance of the aircraft itself, but it is problematic, as you see. Even though the Mirage 2000 has this minor problem of thrust to weight, it is still managing to keep up with a very, very powerful, one of the best 12.0 aircraft in the game. So why is it an 11.3? There is literally no reason for it. I don't care if it's French and maybe the French need some compensation for something because they suffered in the past. I don't care, man. It is just plenty kind of OP that this aircraft is a lower BR. Imagine that I am having trouble skilling the dogfight with a MiG-29, even though the AOA that the MiG-29 is pulling here, it is a little bit lower than it should be. It should be pulling a little bit more, but still, it is not by much. It's like around 10 to 20%. Still, it would matter a lot, but still, I am having to work for these kills, man. And I'm getting killed a lot as well in a MiG-29. Now imagine facing the Mirage 2000 in a MiG-21 SMT, in a F5C, right? In an F4F. In aircraft like that, you have no chance against this thing, especially because the Super 530, even though it's not the most amazing thing ever, against an ER, against an R27 ER, which is, I mean, disputable, but it is probably the best missile in the game as radar guided goes, right? So literally no reason. Imagine fighting with a MiG-29, a MiG-21, a Mirage 2000. It's not a very fun thing. And if you go fly the Mirage right now, you will see that you will get a lot of aces, a lot of 6 game kills. You are just stomping everybody. Because the way that the matchmaking is working right now, you are being put to a lower BR, especially in these kind of situations, right? So, especially because there is too many 12.0s, right? So the 11.3s are being pulled for a lower BR a lot of the times. So it is very, very problematic. It is something that I don't understand why it is happening. But as you see, yeah, it's an amazing aircraft. I still love my MiG-29 better. I still think that it is a better aircraft overall. And even if it wasn't, I really don't care. It is a MiG-29. I love the MiG-29, as you know. So even if it was, I don't know, an F-22 on the other side, I would still have more fun on a MiG just because it's a MiG, even though if I would get killed like multiple times, right? So yeah, here I got a little bit cocky and yeah, I just underestimated even the thrust weight of the Mirage. As you see, it is worse than the MiG-29, but it's not laughable. I mean, it's still pretty amazing. The engine, the SNACMA engine is still pretty good. So you do need to be careful even with that. So yeah, take these things for your own good in an usage in a battle. I know it's kind of a lame comparison, but still use these things as you please in a normal battle and it will work, okay? But anyway, I had some other footage of flying in simulator, but I will do probably a major video on that. okay? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye.